Hello, very good morning. Welcome to JS Testing Academy. Welcome to the next part of video, the OLA right API app right Appium automation series. The last video we created the structure of the framework, right? So in this video we'll add some code into that, okay, and we'll try to automate some at least some five test cases, right? Minimum five test cases. We'll find some scenarios in OLA and we'll try to automate it. Okay, so in this video, I'm just going to set it up for the framework. And next video, we will write the code actually. We'll take one scenario and we'll write pages class, write feature file, and we'll generate step definition and we'll call from the reusable class. From next video, we'll do that, but here in this video I'm just going to set some base right code so that it can be reused in all the five scenarios which we are going to automate. Okay, so already we created this library class, right, utility class in the previous video. Extend manager, we created right page class, we created step definition, and we created runner class, and then we created feature file, and we created a property file, report folder, and screenshots, and we added cucumber.properties, and then we added right palm.xml dependencies, and we added testng.xml file. So this is what we added in our previous video. Okay, let's add some basic code into that. Okay, I'm just going to use the previous framework which I did for this reusable methods, right? But from the next scenario based, we'll try to write the code right in the live video. Okay, so here I'm going to use this right this previous library classes right into my framework. Okay, I'll just copy this one. Okay, and I'll paste here. Okay, I'll go to the OLA right, I'll go and paste in the library class. Okay, let me explain this code. Okay, we are going to use thread local, okay, for the thread purpose, right, to execute in different threads, right. I use local, and I use apm driver equal to new thread local. Okay, and then I created one method initialize driver, and I use property class for setting up the properties, right, in a list. Okay, then I used an create an object equal to new properties. Then I use file input stream class and file equal to new file input stream, and I gave the path of the file. Okay, we need to go right click. Okay, sorry, one minute. We need right click, right, copy qualify name, and we should copy right from here, and we should paste it. Okay, and you remove the project name. Okay, and then prop load file, and you're loading the right file in the prop object. Okay, then I'm using say, using the desired capabilities. Okay, desired capabilities, it used to set the platform, right, what OS, what version name, what device, what app package, right, so everything right will set here. Okay, so in the under the desired capabilities, you should set the environment for testing, right, which platform name, which version, device name, app package, automation name, app activity, right, everything. You are going to create one object called caps, and we are storing everything right with the caps under the desired capabilities. Okay, next one is I'm going to set the url server url with the url. Okay, url class remote url equal new url prop dot get property, everything we are going to get from the property. Let me go to the previous code, I'll just copy the properties. Okay, I'm just going to use the same emulator which I used in the last right video. Okay, same emulator, android 14 version, and emulator 5550, and I'm just want to change the apk alone. Right, last video we automated api demos. In this video I'm going to use the this one. Okay, so let me go, okay, to the mobile app, and I'll take the path of this one. Okay, so I'll just rename, okay, and I'll just copy this full right APK, and I'll go to properties, and I will paste it. Okay, so just this is the path, right, where the APK is kept. Okay, and then app package name. Okay, then write app activity automation name and the server URL. Okay, so this we are getting giving this we are getting from the property get property. Okay, platform name dot prop dot get property. Platform name, what it does, it will come to property, come to the path of the property, take the Android. Next one is going to take the right version 14.0. Okay, so right, so I'm just running here, but in the previous project I typed all this code. Okay, next one is, right, I'm using get driver method, okay, to get the driver from the Appium driver. Okay, it returns the Appium driver it gets. Okay, and then I also used another method for quit driver to quit the driver and remove the activity also. Okay, so this is the small library class which I set for my framework. Okay, now I'm going to use a reusable code, that is utility class. Normally we perform different options like click or send keys, right, enter something, or go right, perform some action, swipe action, zoom action, pinch action, right. So we can multi-touch action, tap action. There are a lot of gestures, right. We used to write work with an Appium, right, app. Okay, for that I created a reusable method in the last project. I'll just copy that. I'll paste here. Okay, and we used to create some right methods like screenshot, right, wait for some time, web driver wait. Okay, so like that there will be some reusable methods which is a commonly used methods which is used in across all pages. Okay, so that I am going to write copy which I created one by one in the last project. I am using the same thing, right, for time management. Okay, if you want I'll send the code also. Okay, you can ping me, you can go and take the number and you can ping me, I can send the code also if you want. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, right, I'm just changing the class name. Okay, so now I created one global right variable, that is Appium driver. Okay, so that it can the driver can be used. Okay, then I created one right variable default timeout is 30 seconds. Okay, now I created a constructor, parameter as constructor, and I pass this dot driver equal driver. This driver tells about the local variable, and driver is telling about referencing about the parameter for the constructor. Okay, so this will be called in the steps. Okay, next one is, right, I create another method wait for right a visible of the element to be located. Okay, so making sure the value the element is, right, invisible. Okay, so for that till it's visible it's going to wait. Okay, it's going to be an right explicit wait which I'm going to use it, right, in my reusable code. Okay, next one is until the element to be clicked, right, for 30 seconds. The default I gave timeout is right 30, right. It's going to wait for at least 30 seconds, right, and right wait until the expected conditions, right, is getting satisfied. Okay, it's going to wait. Okay, next one is I created one same which I used in last video. I'm just using the same reusable code. Take screenshot. It's going to capture the screenshot. Last video we saw, right, it is used to capture the screenshots. Okay, so it is used to capture the screenshot here. Okay, so right, I used a file class screenshot equal to 10 screenshot interface driver dot get screenshot, right, output type dot file. and it's going to create a directory here. Okay, make directory, get parent file, and store it in the path in the one designation file, source and the designation. So it's going to go to the copy the screenshot path and store in the designation file path. Okay, if there is any error, IO exception error, catch the error and throw it. Okay, so I use the try catch here. Okay, so it's going to capture the error and copy it from the source path to the designation path. Okay, for that I'm using get screenshot output method, and it's going to capture as an output type dot file. Okay, so that is what is going to I do in this particular method. If I want to capture the screenshot with timestamp, right time, which time it's captured, right, that also can be done. I used one another method to capture with the timestamp, okay, of the current time milliseconds, right. It's going to capture the current milliseconds and it's going to store in the default directory, that is screenshot in our project folder. Okay, then it's going to save the right file name with the timestamp. Okay, then I created another method, click element, wait for element clickability. Okay, so until the element is clicked, wait for 10 seconds, and I use locator to locate the element. That will do in our page class. Okay, so here it's going to click the element. Next one is I created another method to get the location of an element. For example, I want to drag and drop or swipe it. I want to go to the particular element, and how to get it through XY axis of the element. Okay, if there is a source and a target, I locate it and I get this both the source x axis and the source y axis, and also the target x axis and the target y axis, and I use a drag and drop method to get the right x axis and y axis of the source and the target. Okay, next one is right drag and drop method, which I created. Drag and drop method, we use right pointer class. Okay, pointer class for doing the touch actions, right. So you need to drag and drop. Okay, so I created a pointer method. It is used to create right a finger input source for the touch actions. Okay, and then what it does, right, it moves the finger from start point. Okay, start point, and it's going to press down. It's going to move a finger from the start point and it's going to press down. Okay, move down. Okay, and then what is does is, right, and after that it pass for some time. Okay, it passes for some time, and then what it does is it drags. Okay, so it's drags to the from the source to the destination, the start axis and the right end axis. From here it's going to move to the end axis, drags and drops. For that we use right sequence for actions and pointer it for the touch actions. Okay, so through finger we drag and drop. Okay, so that is what right it does in this particular method. Okay, so it takes right stores as an array of list and performs the action. Okay, so it's going to press at the source and drag to the destination. Okay, for that we use one method add actions and create a point down, from moving right down or left, right, it's going to move from the origin to the source. Okay, to the destination. Okay, next I create another method, scroll down. Okay, so scroll down also I'm using an pointer input class. Okay, it is used to create a touch input source. Okay, and it moves swipes from the starting point. Okay, and press down to the right, it moves to the starting point of the swipe, and it moves to the press down to the starting point. Okay, so for that I use, first is I'm going to get the screen size. Okay, the size of the screen is 540, right, 680. I'm going to get the size of the screen. Okay, then I'm going to swipe in that particular right particular location, the x and the y-axis. Okay, so it's going to start the position nearly at the bottom center. Okay, and it's going to pass for some time, then it's going to swipe it. Okay, so this is what it right it does. Okay, next one is right, I used this drop down action where right, I can handle a drop down also. Okay, so I located a particular drop down and I stored it and I clicked it. Okay, and I expanded the drop down, then I wait for some time till that particular list is loaded. Okay, and I selected an option with particular the XPath, the option XPath. Okay, I selected a particular test, right, located it, and I clicked it and it's get selected and it will throw an exception, no such element exception, right, if it is there is an locator issue. Okay, so I created another method for select drop down option also. Okay, then I created another method for zoom. Okay, zoom, right, suppose I want to zoom an element, this also it does with an x and y axis. Okay, it gets the size of the width and the height and it's going to go to the center by dividing right by right dividing into an half. Okay, and it also right divides by quarter also. Okay, so it defines two pointer, one is of one finger and it shows a one finger and touch of one finger and another finger also, and through sequence, so right, it add actions and moves right down and pointing to down, move or up, right, according to the right the sequence we perform. Like normally we'll touch it and we swipe two times so that it zooms. Normally that is how we do in our mobile, right? So this is how right, so I created one zoom method, right, so that it performs the right zoom action right with the two finger sequence. Okay, and next one is I created other methods also, swipe horizontally and also vertically also. Okay, so these are the reusable methods which I created in my framework. Okay, so still we can add more right, reusable. We'll go to the old app, right, and we'll see what functionality we are going to make, and we'll in live also we'll add more methods right into the reusable class according to our need. This is a basic which I already had, that I used it here. Okay, next one is an extend manager. Okay, I'll go here and I'll copy this code, right? Extend manager. This is for generating the extend report, okay, into our framework. Okay, so now I'm going to give the extend report path here, and I create one method called as create instance. It's going to create an instance, right, which returns the extend reports. Okay, and I'm giving the path of the report. I'm going to use create the generate the extend spark reporter right class, and it's going to set the theme, standard theme, and it's going to give a document of the report name. Okay, and what it's going to give the attach the system information like OS, which OS we are testing and which browser right we are testing in the, this is going to be attached in the extend report. Okay, so I created an extend manager class, so that I created a small method to create an instance to set up the extend report base. Okay, and next one is right, I we will add the home page in the next video, step definition in the next video, and we will add the runner class, the basic reusable code, right, we'll add everything, but for the right actual test case we'll write in the next video. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this runner class. Okay, and I'm going to write paste here. Okay, so now what it is, I use cucumber options, I'm using right test ng here, cucumber test ng. So I use cucumber options. Okay, and I'm just going to give the path of the future file. I'll right click, copy qualify name, and I'll give the path of the future file. Okay, I'll remove the project name. Okay, and I'll give the step definition also. Let me just copy the name. I'll copy it. Okay, cancel. And I'll add hooks also. I added to forget, right? Let me add hooks also. Okay. Now the plugin is all the reporting. Right, the report needs to be pretty. I need Cucumber HTML report, Cucumber JSON report. Right, I want to rerun the target rerun.txt, and also I'm just telling generate a Cucumber extend report. We need to add a Cucumber extend report plugin also. Okay, and right, I set the monochrome equal to false here. Okay, let me add another class here. 1 minute. So for time being, to reduce the time, right, I just right copied all the reusable methods from the previous projects. Okay, so I just Cucumber extend report plugin I created, and I'm just copying the class. Okay. Okay, so now right, I just copy right all these classes right from the right previous code. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, right, I'm just created this Cucumber extend report plugin. I created three right global variable: Appium driver, extend report, scenario test. I created one method, set event publisher. It's going to set three events. One is test case started, test step finished, and test case finished. Okay, it's going to register three events: test case started, finished, and step finished, and case finished. Okay, so I'm going to create a method to set up all the events like test case started, test case finished, right? It's going to set the events here. Then I created methods to right show the path of the report, which where is a report I need to generate. Okay, under the target folder, generate a extend report.html. Okay, one next I create another method. Once test case started, create right get the test case name and store it in under the scenario test. Okay, once test case started, get the name and store it in the scenario test. Okay, once a test step finished, get the result, get the status. If passed, print this right past event. If it is failed, print this, and if it is right skipped, print this. Okay, so if it is passed, right, get the code location and the test step name. If it is failed, capture the error. If it is skipped, right, get the location and the result. Okay, next I created another method, test case finish, right, get the result and status. Okay, so if it is failed, get the error message. Okay, and like flush the report also. So I created this class also here. Okay, so all these things are the basics things we need to set up in our reusable code. Okay, I hope I covered all these basics. Okay, let me create another class. I think I mixed this log4j.xml. Okay, so I'll go to src main java. Okay, and I'll create one class log4j.xml. Okay, one sorry, one minute. I'll just copy this one and I'll paste it. Okay, log4j2.xml. Okay, so we create a file. No, don't create a class, right? We need to create a file, log4j2.xml. Save it under .xml file. Okay, then this file, don't create as a class. I made a mistake. Okay, so create as an file. Open a right click, create a file and store it as a .xml. So you'll get that one. Okay, let me copy the code also and I'll paste here. This is for the logger. Okay, so this tells about the logger. So it generates a log and it captures the timing. For example, app launched. Okay, app closed, home page, booked cab. Like that we can create logs that will print in our console. Okay, for that, right, I've created this XML file. So it's going to capture the timestamp, right, year, month, date, and hours, milliseconds. Okay, and it's going to capture the right, what happened, past, fail, right, the pattern, everything that has been set here in this dot xml. Okay, so this is the framework, simple framework which we created. You can also enhance the framework and right, come to us, but slowly we'll add more utility classes, right, based on the scenarios in this particular framework. We are not going to use only this one. We'll add more methods, right, in the framework based on the scenarios which we are going to automate. Okay, so hope this video is useful for you. Thanks for watching this video. Continue to the follow series. We'll try to automate at least 5 to 6 right, end-to-end scenarios and learn Appium in a better way. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.